Y'all.
What is this?
Get this. If you like me and you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, get this, y'all.
And it's like this. Stop. Please like this. Comment and subscribe. Like this, comment and subscribe. Like this, comment and subscribe. What are we talking about today?
Faith versus fear.
Faith versus fear.
Oh, God.
Like, what does that look like? What does that look like exactly? Faith versus fear. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys something.
I'm going to tell you what it looked like.
Yeah, do you have a story where you had to go through that before?
I got a story with somebody else had to go through.
Who? Tell me.
Moses.
What did he have to
Remember when he had hid all those years after he killed the guy for beating one of the children of God? Remember when Moses went into hiding originally?
Oh, wow, I remember that one.
Remember when he ran away? And then when God called him, when he was there, and that's where the flaming bush came from?
Oh, wow.
Remember when God was speaking
I
to him?
remember the flaming bush.
Right, so in there, God had told Moses to go back and speak to Pharaoh. But what did Moses say?
Oh, he was scared to speak.
He said, I'm not eloquent of speech.
Yeah. And so then Aaron,
So then God said, go and I'll speak for you. And then he was like, well...
did he send Aaron first, or?
Yeah, well, who should I say sent me? And he said, tell him what? I am. See? So that's one of the things, fear versus faith. Also,
But then
Peter.
Remember
Peter? When
Yeah.
Jesus got arrested and when they were, taking him through everything he was going through, and the lady recognized Peter, and then he started cussing him out because he was afraid for his life.
You gotta pray for me.
Remember when Jesus told Peter, before the cock crows 3 times, you're going to deny me.
Yeah. I remember that.
And remember, that's what happened. His faith was tried. And in that moment, fear took over.
And I remember somebody walking on the water.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's big faith.
When Jesus was in the boat.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry, y'all.
You're fine.
These are like so good. I'm just being human right now, guys. This is it's a snack. It's a snack. But Jesus was walking on water when he sent his disciples ahead, and the storm came up, and they thought that it was a ghost, not the Holy One, but it's a regular ghost. And then when they found it was Jesus, who was that? Paul.
I think so.
And said, "If it is you, let me come."
And he walked.
And he walked on water.
And the thing about it is, it made me think about situations.
Because first they were afraid. But then Paul said, you know what, God, if this is you, give me a word.
Yeah.
He gave him the word and he was able to do. But what happened when he kept looking back? When he looked back, what happened?
He was about to be knocked back.
He was walking on water is what happened. Jesus gave him the word. The word was come. Okay? He was able to walk on that water until he looked back. And when he looked back, he got scared. That bush is on fleek over here.
Oh my gosh. But yes,
he got scared
it's so
because
true.
he looked back, and I guess he realized how far away he was from safety, or how far, because it didn't make sense where he was.
You know what that makes
Think
me?
about it.
Yeah.
He's doing something that defies all reality, that defies all the scientific, whatever, and defies nature, and defies as much as our minds can conceive, right?
Yeah.
Y'all pray for the man of God. He got the jittery jumps, shakes. He reminds me a child with ADD or ADHD, but that's his name. Right now, he looks like a rapper. I'm just saying, he's like a rapper right now. His name is Lyon. All right, so I'm sorry, y'all. This is the live reality show. This what happens.
And
you never know.
The thing that I was thinking about too was when we were talking about the walking the water thing. Is like how I know for me there was a time where I did not have much at all, and I had to pay my tithes.
My.
So I know some of us, we make excuses and say, "Oh no, I'm not going to give my tithes because then I'm just going to give more money for the pastor so he can buy another house, or so he can buy another car, so he can buy this."
It ain't even that sometimes. Sometimes it's, Lord, I know it's only 10%. But God, if I give this 10%, then I'm not going to have food in the house.
Have nothing for myself.
I'm not going to be able to get to work. I'm not going to be able to do this. And God is saying, but you got a whole nother 90.
Yeah.
You got a whole nother 90.
Yeah.
If you get $100, that $1 really.
All you have to do
I said a dollar, $10. I said $1.
Yeah,
I meant 10. Praise
$10.
God. Y'all know what I meant. Don't come for me. I'm not stupid. Don't try my life.
Oh.
I took away a 0 when I was doing my math. That's all right.
If you give it that $10, then what you gonna do with the 90? You can buy some food with that.
And first of all, with that $10 that you gonna give, you weren't gonna do them about something greasy and unhealthy to eat anyway. So giving God that 10% just saved your life. Yeah. That's probably a day you need to be fasting.
Exactly. Like, just consider the blessings all around.
Consider the blessing when you do that. Let me tell you something. I went through a period of not working for 5 whole years, right? 5 years. Wow, I didn't have a job. Shanika. And I had been working since I was 12.
5 years?
5 years. And it stressed me out a little bit. I gained so much weight.
I wish I was there. I would say Shanika,
I was super depressed and the things we worked together at the after school programs.
I would have came and said
within that 5 years, it was the after school programs that we did that wasn't working out. The summer programs, it just didn't work out. So, and it wasn't profitable for me to be doing those things. And unfortunately, my dad passed in the midst of that 5 years as well. So I was taking care of him, trying to start businesses, and it was like, God, any little bit of money that I get, I want to keep it to myself because I don't have none. Yeah. But God sustained me in the midst of that because I was like, let me just give. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to give, but I'm going to give what I have. And, God sustained me, okay? And not only did he sustain me, he provided favor for me to get the job that I did get after that 5-year period was over. And then within that period, it was a very short amount of time me working at the job that I was working at. But God said, okay, now I need you to be faithful with tithing, but I also need you to start sowing. And I was like, what? Sowing? I don't, I'm going to try my best. So giving the tithe, I'm like, okay, God, I know sowing, sometimes we think it's just giving an extra offering to the pastor or whoever your leader may be. But, sometimes sowing is sowing your time, your talent, and your treasure. Yeah. Sometimes God will tell me, hey, send this person $10 or give this person $1 or $5 or something. Buy this person something to eat or cook food for your coworkers. Cook food for your coworkers because nobody will ever tell you when they're hungry. Most time people are not going to tell you when they're hungry, don't have no food at home. Or they can't afford to eat. They won't. And you say, I sing for free, but people, they've been blessing me this year with donations, what you want to say? Donations or something like that. So we thank God for that. But then out of, singing for free came other connections. And then now God has put me in a position where I'm a part of a play because I decided to sing for free, background for somebody. And that required my time and my talent because there were rehearsals with an S, sometimes, more than one during the week. And it was like, okay, So it took away from personal time, and then it was like time that I'm not getting paid for, but God was in the midst of it anyway, and he opened up another door because of it. So, you all right?
Mm-hmm. I was listening.
He scared me, y'all. I thought he was talking about my burp, because I burped under my breath.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I was just eating cinnamon cereal. I didn't know that it smelled.
I would have told
bad.
you if it was smelling
But yes, so you can tithe your treasure. You can also tithe your time if you don't have any income at the moment, and your talent as well. Do something. Some people want to be superstars so fast. But one of the things that I suggested to a young lady that called me not too long ago, shout out to her. She's working on a single, but what she said was, how can I get out? How can I do? I said, just sing for free. I said, stop worrying about if people paying you or not. I said, all these homeless shelters, all these people outside on the streets, just go down there and just sing, just to brighten somebody's day. I said, let it become ministry and not just, the business right now. Grow in ministry and God will handle the business. And that's exactly what he did for me, because I was trying to handle the business part of it. And that's frustrating. And it's like, God, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to be reserved. And it's like, I'm going to just try this. And then step back. You throw something in the pot and step back because you don't want to get burned by the grease. That's what fear versus faith looks like.
Mm.
You have the ingredients, you know what to do, but it's like,
because saints, we know that when we frying that fish, sometimes you're going to get popped by that grease. Sometimes. But guess what? There's going to be a specific way you do it once you keep doing it a few times. You're
going to grow in that thing. You're going to be graced for that. You're going to be experienced. You're going to know what you're doing. I know you in your suit. You're going to be experienced. And you will never get the experience until you step out of the place of fear.
Lexi.
Yes, because I know you in your suit. I know you in your suit. What was it? Black people say at weddings?
I think.
Was it weddings? So. It wasn't a funeral. It was the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was sharing the White Castle burgers. But nonetheless, yes. Experience. You can't get the experience if you don't. Listen. Can I testify for a moment?
Go ahead.
God blessed me and favored me actually to get a position where I have this much experience. I have no experience in the field. I have no experience in the arena. I don't even know where to start, right? But what happened is God favored me. Like I said, those connections and just being who you are and being faithful over a few things. I was faithful over a few dollars, a few coins. Now God not only elevated, my work schedule and, the type of employment that I'm doing, he increased my finances as well. So tithing, even when you say, God, I only got 2 days on my check, because there were times, I can tell you, where I was sick with pneumonia. So I was out of work for like a week and a half, and we only worked part-time. So, and if you didn't work or if your sick leave ran out, you weren't getting paid. So there were times where I really couldn't afford to give the man of God gas money, but I gave it because that's what we agreed upon. I really couldn't afford to give the tithe, but I gave it anyway, and I gave offering on top of that.
Your hands.
And then there was time where I'm like, God, what you mean? Give this person? I don't have no money for that. Or how am I gonna make somebody some food? And
what's happening right now?
So now I'm reaping what I've sown.
Now somebody's going on trips. Now
I'm going out of the country. Okay, all right.
Now somebody.
By the time y'all see this, I would have been out of the country.
now somebody got a job. Now somebody got money from different people, a whole bunch of stuff that just came out of nowhere. You better lift your hands. You better lift your hands. Come on.
Oh.
But see, this is the example, and we're so silly, but this is true.
Like, this is how my spirit man is right.
Like this is
all God for real. Like
God really has done.
This is what faith looks like. Like seriously, You know,
both of us. Like he really has done some things, and yeah, we just want you guys to be encouraged. Don't care about what people may think or what you may look like, because the real true saints will be praying for you if they think whatever you're doing out of faith is wrong. They will just pray for you. You don't argue with people. We don't argue with each other.
And then also, speaking of prayer, pray for me, guys. By the time you see this one, I would have gone through the process. But continue to pray for me, because one of my challenges, and I shared with the man of God, was driving. People will always fuss at me about, you need to drive. And I'm like, I could drive, but I live, in a city that's metro everywhere, pretty much. There are some places that does not have metro. And of course, I will probably have to leave extra early or just take an Uber or a Lyft. You know what I mean? And so what happened is I relaxed into that mindset. But then as God begins to open up these doors and he's doing things for me, and he's preparing me for even more than the load that I think I'm about to get, it's about to be even crazier. And I know that, and I see it in the spirit realm. And he confirmed it this morning too. He spoke to me, and it's like, God, okay. But driving for me is scary. It's scary because it's a lot of, I know this sounds really weird and like, what are you talking about? You already have responsibilities. It's too much. It's for me, I can't say it's too much because I'm not looking at it that way no more. To me, I felt like it was too much responsibility. There are lives involved. This machine could kill somebody, and I could be responsible for that. And I know other people don't think like that, think about that sometimes. I don't know. If you do, let me know down in the comments below. It's like, God, I don't want to be responsible for that. Yeah. I don't. And it's like when I was called to preach, I don't want to be responsible for that. Yeah. Why? And I had real fears. And then if you hear if he ever tells you guys his testimony, you're gonna understand why that's one of my fears. And then one of my friends, she went through something similar as well when we were teenagers. So it all scared me. Okay, and then Mama had a dream, and it was just like, God, all right now. So, but faith says, get up, do what you got to do, so God can give you what you need to get. My apostle said something to me, and I'll never forget it. He said, how can God bless you with the car? And I was like, that was so random. That we were talking about something else. And it was just so, my Apostle Brian Andrew Wilson, I love him. He's a man of God. Y'all may know him as gospel artist Brian Andrew Wilson. Overflow, Turning Away, the little boy who was singing in the Mississippi Children's Choir years ago, singing His Eyes on the Sparrow.
We love you, Apostle Brian.
He's grown now. His current single is out. What is the single? I Put You First. Yes. So he said to me, he said, how can God bless you with a car when you won't get your license? And I was like, okay. So I took that, I put it in my back pocket. I didn't think anything else of it. I was like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, I'm not driving nothing, And then I got spoiled by being with this guy all the time. And God is saying, I'm breaking all of that up. I'm sending him over here, and I'm sending you somewhere new. I'm trying to bless you if you stop fighting me. Fear causes us to fight God for what he's trying to give to us. We're in a boxing match with God for him to bless us. And he's like, Jesus, you don't see how crazy you are. I'm trying to bless you. I want to. Stop praying to me about stuff I'm trying to do, but you won't do your part because you scared.
And be careful, because when you continue to do that and you want to pray, it talks about how you can pray amiss, and it
You're
also
praying
talks
without
about
direction.
Praying and babbling. He doesn't want us to babble. Like when you do that, like we find ourselves babbling, because at the end of the day, if we have faith, there's no babbling, because
no babbling.
We're walking in faith, and we're believing it, and we're receiving what God has for us.
And I'm gonna tell you, fear will make you comfortable in a situation that's not even designed for you.
Yeah.
Fear had me comfortable in saying, okay, God, send me a husband who's okay with driving and don't mind driving, because I don't want it, da, da, da. But I have to be able to know how, just in case something happens to my husband. Just in case something happens to my husband and my children. And then I'm the only one there that I should be able to drive that vehicle to get them to safety. What if their life depended on it? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if somebody's life depended on you doing what you need to do? But yet your fear and selfishness, fear will cause you to be selfish as well. I'm not doing that. Ain't nobody gonna be looking at me all crazy. Ain't nobody gonna be saying this about me. Ain't nobody gonna be talking to me about it. Yeah. God said, I have not given you the spirit of fear.
We could have had a fear doing this. We could have had a fear doing this.
I think we talked about it in a previous episode where, certain things that we chose to do in our past we could have let the fear of that and fear of the enemy trying to use that keep us from doing this. Because we came from Facebook. This is a bigger platform, okay? We're now exposed to the entire world. There is only my friends can see this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
and we
have to, but God.
She says that she's an introvert sometimes, but I know for sure that I'm to myself. So for me to come this far, we've come.
I am an introvert. People don't believe that.
By faith.
Only by faith.
Leaning on the Lord. We truly did, guys.
That's it. Did y'all hear how clear that came out? God is so good. God is so good. But fear will cause you to be selfish.
Nah.
Fear will cause you to be comfortable.
I've come this far. Thank you, Jesus. You're speaking to me. That's
it will cause you to be see, there's nothing wrong with being complacent. Well, no. Let me say content. Let me say content. Let me use a different word. Content. Content. Fear will have you being comfortable and complacent in situations where God is saying, I'm calling you out of that.
Yeah.
That's not where I want you to be. Fear will have you
stagnant too.
At a job where God is saying the reason why you working so hard in this part-time position and doing so much is because you know what's inside of you, but you scared to go after it because you don't think you good enough.
You know what's in your suit. And you know you in your suit.
We know you in your suit.
You know you in your suit.
But God is saying, come out of that. Come out of hiding. Yeah. Some of us have ministries within our bosoms and within our bellies, and God wants us to birth them. But we're saying, God, I don't have the resource, but God, people ain't gonna come. People need to. God is saying, listen. Shut your mouth, please. Just know that I am God. Yeah. I am the provider. I am the way maker. I am the miracle worker. Yeah. He really is all of those things. Yeah. And he will give us direction. Yeah. He will give us, he's the source. So the source will connect us or send the stream and the flow of resources. Yeah. Okay? Whatever it is. He don't believe that I'm a shy person. I am very shy. People think I'm not shy because I had to overcome that. Because if I remained the way I wanted to stay, I would never talk to people. I wouldn't be doing half the stuff that I'm doing this year alone.
And the thing that's great about it, though, at the same time, is I do see the shyness within her. But the thing about it is, it comes out because she pushes herself in certain realms because she knows she's supposed to be.
I can't let my shyness and my introvertness. Like, because
let that stop you.
God in heaven knows there is nothing sweeter to me. Like, I love people. I love people. I love their energy. Sometimes I get my life by being around. I'm an intro extrovert. People don't believe that, but I am. I'm also, how you say, ambidextrous. I can write with both of my hands. Okay, I can do things with both of my hands. So, I am who I am. That's what I love about God. Because sometimes he said, I'm going to throw this person in the mix just to throw you off. We can't box him in. So if you can't box him in, don't box me in. Because he said, I'm in his image and not his likeness. All right?
All right, saints.
But so don't let your fears, don't let your fear of being seen.
Yeah, that was definitely me. I didn't want nobody looking at me. Like every time. And the thing about it is, the thing about it is like when I sing in like small crowds. I'm like people. And I mean, I'm a lot better now. Like I don't really mind, but it's just like I tell Shanika, we had this little thing we call it ugly, and basically we feel like people doing too much or extra.
It's
Like I just feel like it's ugly. Like you got 3 people and they say, "Can you sing a song?" And it's like
no.
like no, it's like no, I don't want to. I don't want to sing anything. But like it was a lot of people. How I used to feel when I was younger, it was a lot of people and different places I've sang in and stuff like that. It's like I feel like, oh, baby's crying, people talking, something going on. So nobody ain't paying attention to me.
They're
like,
not listening to me.
Yeah, I can just praise God by myself, and that's how I looked at it. But now, I got to a place where I definitely got over myself. Yes, and that is through a lot of testimonies that I'll probably share with you guys later. Cause now it's time to say goodbye to all our family. MIC.
No.
Oh,
We don't
sorry.
have the right. We don't own the
We
rights
don't own
to
the
that.
rights. I'm sorry. We don't own the rights.
We don't own the rights to the Mickey
don't.
Mouse Clubhouse song.
But I will say
We don't even have a licensing agreement to use it right now.
I will say that I love you guys. And I want you guys to remember, please love, 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 love. Christ has commanded us to love. He has commanded us to love. So if he has commanded us to love, we have to love, right?
Love.
That's one of the commandments. If you're having a hard time loving somebody, love covers a multitude of sin. And so you have to see Christ. You have to see Christ on how to love. You have to see Christ on whether if it's a kind word, a smile, a meal, a hug, what have you. Like you got to see God. You got to see God on doing it. And please remember, you are not alone. Hello. You're not alone. We're here and Christ is here. He said he will never leave you nor forsake you. It's not about how you feel, your circumstance. He's right there. He's looking at you and he's saying, come to me, lay your heavy burdens on me. And continue to pray to him. And he is going to continue to love on you. We love you guys. And we hope to see you soon. Have an awesome rest of the day. God bless you guys. Love you.
Bye. Yeah, like I was just asking a question. I don't know.